What's up, Tiger fans? It's the Morgan Thomas Show. Since I'm muted, since I'm well, hopefully you can see me and hear me now. I have no idea what just happened, but hopefully I'm back in. I tried to pipe over in and everything froze up on me. So appreciate you if you are still in. Looks like the chat's still going. I don't see myself on the screen yet, but you know what? We'll go with it. It says I'm live, says the audio is going. Now I see myself. So hello, self. Let's get the camera down a little bit. Welcome in. It's been quite some time since we were able to talk because all right, here we go. We're back. We're back. I must have touched the wrong button. Must have touched the wrong button. It's been quite some time since I've even been back on the show. So I got to be careful what buttons I press. What a rookie, you know? What a rookie. But you know what? We'll get it out. Robert Jones, thank you for telling me the sound is out. John Sarian says the FBI has muted me. But I guess I'm back now because the sound says it's going through. So let me know if you can hear me. I've got 0 minutes, 0 seconds until the spring game. And so, but I'm not seeing this spring game actually live on my screen yet. So I might be a little bit behind. I got an internet feed myself. So I know you can hear me now because I can hear myself on my own phone. So I appreciate everybody's support. You know, a lot going on today with the Clemson spring game, the orange versus white. I'm still wondering, um, how it's gonna look. I'm excited for Garrett Riley's offense. I'm excited to see what's going to happen, but I'm cautiously optimistic because do we really know what we're going to see with this offense? Do we really know? I mean, they got a lot of guys that are out injured that aren't there playing in the spring, so it'll be difficult to say what actually happens and what we can take from this. Do you think we can take anything from this? Obviously, looking at new players, um, okay, so I can hear myself. I know Chris just said no sound, maybe he's a little bit behind. I can hear myself, so, um, the new players that are out there that are we're gonna get a chance to see for the first time, I mean, is there anybody else other than Peter Woods that we should be even thinking about? I mean, Peter Woods is legit. I've seen him in person multiple times. Who else should I be looking at other than Peter Woods? I mean, on the offense, they still don't have a ton of guys there yet, but on the offense, who should I be looking at? That's brand new. For the brand new players, um, Am I gonna be showing the game? No, I'm not gonna show the game because that's illegal to do that. I'm not gonna get in trouble showing you the game. You can find the game somewhere, but I'm not gonna show the game. We're gonna talk about the game as the game's going on. I thought about maybe having the scoreboard up. I'll probably do that if they have a scoreboard. I don't know, but I'll probably at least have some stats and the score up. But I can't run the game, so that's you already know that. Um, I like to keep it legit here. Um, but new players that we get a chance to see for the first time. TJ Parker, Robert Jones says TJ Parker. I agree with Robert. TJ Parker is a guy who would be interesting to see. Noble Johnson, I'm interested to see him as well because Noble is a guy who they desperately need at the wide receiver position. So I'm looking forward to that. Kevron says my connection is a little laggy. I'm looking at it. Yeah, it's flickering in and out. I don't know what's going on. Bear with it. All I can say is I appreciate you being a part of the show. Probably should go back to my other system because I use these streaming services through the websites, which are very easy to set up, but the graphics aren't as good. The connection stinks. You know, you flip through different things and it doesn't work properly. So I don't know. I'm probably going to go back to using OBS and doing it all by myself. Um, you know, the QB with the Italian last name, Christopher Vizina, CV, as they say. Um, have they started? I don't know. I, I'm I have it up on my screen and I don't have anything loaded yet. So um, let me refresh the screen here and see if I can get it up. It would be my luck that it would be blacked out. Looks like they haven't taken the field yet, or actually they have. There's 12 minutes, 22 seconds on. So they're up. Let's get into it and let's start discussing it here as they're up. So I'm at 12 minutes, 22 seconds in the first quarter. We got the orange team out on the field here. Looks like we got Vezina and Dominic Thomas with the handoff. Dominic Thomas is a guy that we thought we would see a little bit more last year and didn't get a ton of him last year. So I'm interested to see what he can do this year. It's like Hunter Helms at the quarterback position. I thought it was Christopher Vezina, but Hunter Helms there. Hunter Helms is a guy that came back to play this year, even though they were bringing in other guys, basically in what we thought would be ahead of him. So you're looking at Hunter Helms here doing a lot of this read option. Man, Dominic Thomas with some great cuts left and right, taking it down the field for a first down. On the white team tackle there, Demonte Capehart. Looking forward to seeing what Demonte Capehart can do this year. Wade Woodaz takes a wrong angle and gets just crossed up by Dominic Thomas there. I am already noticing that Clemson's offense is going faster than what we expected. Another handoff. It looks like 4 handoffs in a row to Dominic Thomas for the orange team. Right now, nothing to nothing. The game has already started a little bit behind, but we're back in. You got Dabo Sweeney, head coach, there with Eric McLean. Good, good show out today. I mean, it's actually very hot today. I had morning softball practice, so I didn't have a chance to jump in the car and go down. But all right, so you got Hunter Helms with a quick wide receiver screen to the right side that gets absolutely destroyed by Khalil Barnes, a true freshman, number 36, who was his homecoming king at his high school. So, all around good guy. Dad is a pastor, all around good guy and just a baller. He wants to be involved. Wants to be involved. Looks like they have Sage Ennis at tight end. I'm interested to see. There's a 3 trips to the right-hand side, across the middle of the field to Sage Ennis, and he gets popped in his back. You know, they had to hurt. Uh, Sage Ennis gets hit very hard in his back, and you know that had to hurt. Um, go figure. You got some fifth string safety just destroying your second string tight end in his back like that. Um, you don't want to see that, but it is football, and that's part of the game. They're going to a break here now after Sage Ennis takes a shot going across the middle. One good thing is that Sage Ennis was going across the middle. You had trips to the right hand side, and they drug Sage Ennis across the middle, and he targeted him right after he was able to get open from the linebacker. The bad part of that is that the safety on the opposite side came across and just drilled him into his back. It looked like it caused a very awkward tackle on his back. So we'll see. Not good. Ennis down. Yeah, not good. Not good starting out. Starting out so far. We shall see what what comes of this. Um, hopefully this spring game will not be littered with a bunch of injuries. That's the one thing that I would prefer to avoid if I'm Clemson. Pulling up the spring football guide here. Um, Clemson orange and white game. President James P. Clements, Director of Athletics Graham Neff. They're still in the Atlantic Coast Conference, which is controversial right now. Maybe they will stay, maybe they will not. First year ever played football, 1896, 126 seasons, all time record 778 wins, 465 losses, 45 ties. Good for an average win average of 622. 48 bowl games. They're 26 and 22 in bowl games. The last bowl game was the Cheez It Bowl, in which they beat Iowa State. Um, but that's not right. The last bowl game, it says most recent bowl, Cheez It Bowl, but that's not right. Come on, Clemson. ClemsonTigers.com. Let's go. The last bowl game was the Orange Bowl against Tennessee, which they lost. What's going on? I mean, where's the facts? The Clemson 2023 football facts, and they have 2022 facts. Come on. What are you doing, ClemsonTigers.com? Ridiculous. All right, they're back. Deep ball to the left-hand side. Targeting number 3. I believe number 3 is Noble Johnson. Man, way over his head. Just completely off track there between the two guys. Dad, yes, it is on ACC NX. You have to get on to the internet and watch it, I think. I don't think it's on. I'm watching it on ACC NX. All right, so you've got typical spread offense here, 2 to the right, 2 to the left, double stack to the right, and they hand it off to Dominique Thomas, who has been showing really good vision today so far. He's obviously a big, giant dude. Um, Number 5 out there, out wide, Patrick Sapp on the right-hand side over there with 83, Hamp Earl, and 24, I'm guessing that's Clay Sweeney. Over to the left-hand side is Noble Johnson, number 3. Um, Helms drops back to pass again across the middle of the field, but Clay Sweeney not able to get a track on the ball. Um, it's going to be difficult when you have wide receivers that aren't probably going to play very much, you know, typically. That's what you're gonna get today. Number 24 is Hamp Green. Well, they it says Hamp Green, but Hamp Green was number 83. That we had a lot of numbers changed there. 51-yard field goal here, um, makes it. That's a really good field goal. Marcus Cameron says it's good. Big time kick there from number 37. Number 37 is gonna be Liam Boyd, 6 foot redshirt freshman from Asheville. That's a nice kick there from him. KJ Henry also there with the guys, and looks like Roy Philpott down there on the field. It's on the ACC NX on ESPN. Watch ESPN. 3-0 Orange team, and now the white team is your basically your starting offense. So you would really want your white team to perform the best today. We'll see how it goes. All right, here's a no coverage kickoff with number 7. Now, number 7 this year is Phil Maffa. So I know you're going to think Kobe Pace at first, but it's actually Phil Maffa, the running back. He was back there with Antonio Williams. About 8 minutes, 56 seconds to go. ESPN showing a highlight of a dynamic duo. I think the linebacking core is the strongest core on the Clemson defense. 2022 season, Jeremiah Trotter, middle linebacker, had 89 tackles, and Barrett Carter had 73 tackles, both selected to the 2023 preseason Walter Camp All-America team. Clemson should by far have one of the best top 5, I would say top 5, top 10 linebacking core in college football this year. You've got to be excited about that defense. You know, the secondary is going to be the question mark. How can they improve from last year? Can they improve from last year? All right, now the white team takes the field again, and we've got, it looks like Cade Klubnik passing it down to Maffa to the left-hand side just for a few yards gain. And he's going up against Toriano Pride, Andrew Makuba, and Jeremiah Trotter. So your first team, relatively, your first team defense is in the orange. Your first team offense is in the white. And we'll see how it goes. Again, wide receiver group is lacking, to say the least. Cade Klubnik takes a shot to the right-hand side, deep, over 40 yards to Brandon Spector. Can't get a beat on it, and there's a flag in the play. Nate Wiggins wearing number 20, or excuse me, wearing number 2 himself, covering the receiver on there, Spector. Again, I'm just curious to see. I think the strongest guy you have on the team for the offense on on the receiving core is going to either be Jake Brenningstool or Antonio Williams. Phil Maffa, obviously, running back. Tyler Davis gets some pressure, and big time pass from Cade Klubnik, who rolls out to the right, deep to Cole Turner, number 22. And Toriano Pride says, "Get that trash out of here." It looked like it was a little bit underthrown, maybe a little bit too much air on it. Cole Turner again got deep in the secondary. He's obviously a wide receiver that can get deep, that can test a team. My question is, can he test teams that are actually really good defenses? I don't know. I'm interested to see how well he can do throughout the season. We saw what he could do against North Carolina. We saw what he could do against Tennessee. But how well can he do against the really good teams? Another really good pass here from Cade Klubnik. Quick decision across the middle, between the stripes, between the hashes, to Jake Brenningstool, about 30 yards up down the field. So another good pass. If you're a Clemson fan, you're excited to see these passes up the middle, and they rebound quickly, reset within maybe 5 seconds or less, get reset and do a draw to Phil Maffa for 3 or 4. Now, those things may not be flashy there, but a draw 3 or 4 yards up the field like that after you had a big play, I think is a good balance. Cade Klubnik gets some pressure from the outside, does a quick throw across the middle to Antonio Williams. I think Antonio Williams plays that across the middle role perfectly for Clemson in that slot receiver. He is a great route runner himself, and he has really good hands. If you use him in that type of role where he can get open quickly and almost be a safety valve for Cade, it can really lull a team to sleep because they have to worry about Antonio Williams in front of them until Antonio Williams is behind them. Now, the follow-up play is going to be a quarterback read, which would have been stuffed in the backfield. Obviously, anybody wearing the purple today is not going to get tackled. That would be your quarterbacks. So, with it being the spring game, we're not gonna really hurt anybody. Not going to tackle the quarterback, of course. So, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Roy Philpott, Eric McLean, Taylor Tenenbaum, and KJ Henry, Dabo Sweeney out on the field. Cade Klubnik back to pass, gets a deep ball again across the middle to number 44. Um, Number 44 being Banks Pope, tight end, 6'4", 240 pound from Columbia, South Carolina, redshirt sophomore. Guy I haven't really heard of much, but another another successful pass down the middle of the field. So far, I really haven't seen many plays not down the middle of the field, passes not down the middle of the field. You've seen some of your typical sideline passes. Here's another one to the back of the end zone, little floater to Antonio Williams down the middle of the field. Now, there's a lot of construction going on there in the west end zone. I'm not at the game. Obviously, I'm at home. I don't know what's going on. Can somebody explain to me in the chat what's going on there in with the construction in the west end zone? Looks like there's a lot going on there. Barrett Carter looks like he's already got some heavy breathing going on, and a shot of Nick Eason, who is the defensive interior coach. Lost a lot of weight this year. He's doing great. Got himself healthier. Phil Maffa gets stuffed up the middle, but is able to bounce off of Jeremiah Trotter and take it to the outside and even get around Tyler Davis for a nice gain into, uh, threatening territory here in the red zone with just a few yards to go. Great run by number 7, Phil Maffa. Phil Maffa again up the middle for a touchdown. Now that was a quick series. I believe the offense took the ball about 7 minutes and a half, and they have scored here now with just 4 minutes, 43 seconds. They've moved down the field very efficiently and quickly and now have the points up on the board 6-3. However, there is a flag. Looks like they're going to go ahead and count that, and the white team is amped up and excited after getting a touchdown from Phil Maffa. Again, it's a very, very methodical offense that keeps you on your heels as a defense. As Tig says in the chat, this is what happens when you have a passing offense. I wouldn't say just a passing offense. I said this is what happens when you have a offense that we keep hearing this keep it simple stuff, and it sounds like too good to be true. Keep it simple. Yeah, right, right. But this is what happens when you go out there and you just get the ball in your best players. Who did they throw it to? Well, they threw it deep to Cole Turner. It didn't end up well. Um, Toriano Pride covered it well, but they threw it deep to their guy that's their deep guy. That's who they have right now, right? Who did they throw across the middle to? Well, they threw across the middle to Jake Brenningstool, right? Then they're tight ends and Pope, right? Who did they throw short check down passes to? Antonio Williams. Who did they test down in the deep back of the end zone? Antonio Williams. They're getting the ball into their playmakers' hands. You have to like what you see so far. Marcus Cameron says, I like what I'm seeing so far. I have to agree. I have to agree with that. Phil Maffa gets the score. I mean, that's less than 3 minutes that they took the ball from the 25 all the way down to score against the first team defense there. You won't have Sheridan Jones, but instead of Sheridan Jones, you have Toriano Pride. Um, Let's get in the chat. Marcus Cameron again. I like what I'm seeing so far. Um, let's get back in the chat here. I'm messing around. Todd Teal. Definitely like what I'm seeing. Dot dot dot. Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. 2023 football stats. Here we go. This may be better. They've played 127 seasons and 49 all-time bowl games. Last bowl game was the Orange Bowl. Last year's record 11-3 overall, 8-0 in the ACC. They finished 13th in the AP poll, 12th in the coaches poll. Right now, the white team is leading 7-3 with 4 minutes 43 seconds to go in the first quarter. They've been to the playoffs 6 times, 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 2020. They've had 3 national championship teams, 1981, 2016, 2018. They've had 27 conference championships, 21 ACC championships. They've been in the top 25 at the end of the season 36 times. They've had 31 All American, consensus All Americans. They've had 27 AP first team All Americans. Back to receive the kick is number 23, Peyton Strecco, running back. His dad reached out to me on Twitter and said hello, said he liked the YouTube channel. I haven't really been able to do much. Look at that. Look at that. So the middle of the west end zone has been absolutely destroyed. Are you telling me that the Clemson Tigers are going to come out of the middle of the west end zone starting in 2023? That's going to be interesting. So they're sacrificing a lot of seats there to do that. I guess maybe they're going to be moving closing in the DJ Shea area and putting seats there. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. All right, the orange team is back out. Looks like you have Hunter Helms. Hunter Helms is going to be your backup guy right now. He does a quick outside pass to number 24, Will Sweeney, but it's covered up good by number 36. And that'll be Khalil Barnes. Again, we're hearing Khalil Barnes. I've said his name 3 times now. So Khalil Barnes is a guy who we should be looking out for potentially. This is one of those players that is those new players that we are hearing their name get called more now. Here's a handoff up the middle, kind of to the right hash to Dominic Thomas. They get stuffed. Zaire Patterson, number 91, looks a lot bigger this year. Maybe he's going to get some chances to play on that defensive end position. He came in and he was extremely skinny. But now looking at Patterson 91, I'm a little bit more interested and intrigued to see what he can bring to the table here. You got Wade Woodaz in a kind of a nickel formation here with 4 wide receivers. Wade Hampton or Wade Hamp Green drops back. Looks like he's looking for Noble Johnson. Noble Johnson covered up by number 14, Sheldon Lewis. Another freshman guy, Sheldon Lewis's name's being called here. We see Zaire Patterson on the field. Making plays. We see Sheldon Lewis making a pass deflection there. We got Noble Johnson that's being used by Hunter Helms a lot. We've got on the flip side there on the other team, guys as well, Khalil Barnes. So I like what I'm seeing so far from these new guys. Offensive line, tough. Offensive line, though, it's hard to say. The orange team is the second team offensive line, and they do have a few guys out. Right, they don't have Walker Parks, they don't have Marcus Tate. I think there's a couple other guys that they don't have. So I'm not too beat up on the offensive line, considering too that the defensive line is one of the strengths for Clemson as the game goes to commercial here. Tig says I'm seeing much better play from the safety position. John Smith says he's concerned about the offensive line. Um, John Sarian says he feels like the white team offensive line is getting pushed some. Sarian also says Helms is not as advertised, in my honest opinion. Stares down his guys too much, and has so far missed a few targets. Hard to say. We'll see. I mean, really, the next guy after him is your true freshman, Christopher Vizina, CV, as they say. So, be difficult to know if he how much better he would be from that. Dabo Swinney has been a full-time head coach for 28 years, has had winning seasons, 26 winning seasons as a head coach and an assistant, has been to 24 bowl games as a head coach and an assistant. Overall record as a head coach, 161 wins, 39 losses. That's good for an 805 win percentage. Um, 80%. He wins 80% of his games. I mean, his record at Clemson is 204 204 wins, 64 losses, winning 76% of his games. Returning players from 2022. I think this is pretty interesting. 50 Letterman returning from 2022, 29 Letterman lost from 2022. 15 out of, uh 15 total starters returning, 7 on offense, 8 on defense. 4 offensive players starters lost, and then 3 offensive starters lost from 2022. Your expected starters returning, Marcus Tate, left guard, Will Putnam, center, Walker Parks, right guard, Blake Miller, right tackle, Will Shipley, running back, Antonio Williams, wide receiver, Bo Collins, wide receiver. Of that group that came back or is coming back, 10 games is what Bo Collins played, and he's not playing today. Cade Klubnik on the field, he's 7 for 8 with 63 yards so far passing. They're sticking out of that traditional spread offense as he does a quick wide receiver screen over to Antonio Williams that gets just absolutely stuffed in the back. As you can see, Clemson's still going to run those type of wide receiver screens that fans seem to hate. Keith Adams, number 19, is in now. Good call there, John Sarian. Now they're going trips to the left-hand side. I'm interested to see if it's a trips to the left-hand side, do they end up throwing the ball across the middle on his left hand? They end up handing the ball off straight up the middle for a 2-yard gain. Now that's something that you would call vanilla. Clemson did that last year. 2nd down and 2, and you go for a 2-yard hurry up halfback draw. That's stuff that will get you very frustrated as a fan, but in a spring game, I'm not as upset with it. I'm way more upset with it in real games when the game when the score is close. Cade Klubnik drops back to pass here on 3rd and 9, has nowhere to go. He's doing a little bit better being patient in the pocket, I can tell. As big number 11 comes after him, you can see there Peter Woods. Peter Woods, big giant guy, 6'2", 310 pounds. Legend has it he ran a 4.6 in high school 40-yard dash. 4th ranked recruit overall, according to ESPN. 4-time Alabama 7A state champion at Thompson High School, one of the best teams in the state. Looks like he's got a little bit bloody there on his right arm. But Peter Woods, when you see him in person, he is a very large man. Wow, what a bad punt there. It kinda spun back and, to the middle of the field. So Peter Woods is definitely going to be a monster, as Todd says in the chat. CV, will we get to see CV number 17 from Vestavia Hills from Birmingham, Alabama? Will we get to see him? Briarwood Christian, excuse me, not Vestavia Hills, Briarwood Christian. Will we get to see him? Peter Woods taping up his arm like he was bleeding there from his forearm, but I'm sure he'll be back out and, just kinda brush it off. A big, giant guy for sure. A guy who could play both interior and exterior defensive line. The problem is, what's his stamina gonna be like? You know, can he handle playing the edge in college? Quick pass to the left-hand side of number 24. Looks like, Clay Sweeney out there with the reception. Chat says Christopher Vizina in now. I'm looking forward to seeing what I can see from Christopher Vizina, number 17. Honestly, when you watch his high school film, he seems like a guy who is already ready to go, you know? Briarwood Christian High School, 7th ranked QB in the country, according to ESPN, over 7,000 passing yards, 88 total touchdowns in his high school, and he's a very confident young man. Here he is rolling out to the right-hand side and gets chewed up. I don't necessarily like rolling out, moving, scrambling as a quarterback, but that's kinda your natural tendency, and that's what you're gonna do. Looks like the defense kinda caught up with him pretty quickly there, but again, I um, wasn't really watching the offensive line there. Yeah, Tiggs, I'm at 56 seconds. Maybe I should refresh it. I'll refresh it from the punt here and see if I can speed it up. All right, now I'm at 43 seconds. The white team is coming onto the field, and they're looking at the returning starters on defense, which was what I was getting ready to go over myself. This is from ClemsonTigers.com. Tyler Davis, Ruka Roro, Barrett Carter, Jeremiah Trotter, Nate Wiggins, Andrew Makuba, Jalen Phillips, and Sheridan Jones all returning. Handoff to Phil Maffa to the left-hand side between in the B gap there. He gets a couple of yards. Tristan Lee, number 71, a guy to watch out for. Brand new left tackle for Clemson, getting his first opportunity. Stephylon Green, number 90, a true freshman there in on that tackle. Green is another big guy. When you look at him in person, big giant guy. I mean, just takes up space, just naturally aggressive body type, big time, big guy. Cade Klubnik runs out of options and gets sacked very quickly there. Justin Maskell, Peter Woods, number 12. Who's number 12? Number 12 be TJ Parker. Long list. Hey, Daniel, subscribe. Thank you for subscribing, Daniel. Appreciate you being a part of the YouTube channel. Um, Man, that is a really, I mean, this young defensive line got to make you feel good. Got to make you feel good. All right, so we're looking at commercial break here. Let's check in on those brand new guys. Peter Woods. Okay, we've already talked about him a ton. You know you're going to see him a ton. To TJ Parker, to Marion Parker, we've already seen him a ton. Vic Burley, I haven't seen him yet. And I'm not sure he was going to play. Is Vic Burley playing today? Number 45. I'm not sure if if we haven't said his name yet. Christopher Vizina, guy's name we've said so far. Stephylan Green, number 90. Christopher Vizina, number 17. Tamarion Parker is that number 12. TJ Parker. Peter Woods, number 11. Um, Zechariah Owens, haven't talked about him. Haven't really talked about the new offensive lineman. Noble Johnson, we've seen him out there a ton so far. I did refresh. I'm refreshed right now. I'm on some golfing commercial right now. I don't know if that's close. I appreciate you guys getting in and being a part of this. This is fun. Like I said, I haven't done a ton of videos recently. It's been about YouTube reminded me, they give you these reminders like, hey, you haven't created any content recently. And I just haven't had a lot of time, to be honest with you. I haven't had my brain has been all over the place with softball and with work. So really haven't had much time. And then, I want to dedicate myself to the radio and Mickey Plyler's show when I can. So Jason Thomas gets in and says, um, Vic has played. Okay, good. CJ Gaddy says, didn't realize Peter Woods weighs 310. Now I'm seeing him outside at defensive end. He can do it. He's a big dude. He in high school, he moved around a ton wherever they needed him. So he can do it. It's just is he going to have the gas to do it? It's kind of like, you get those Jalen Carter type situations where you don't want a guy at his skill level to only be able to play, you know, 3 snaps and then have to sit forever. You know what I mean? All right, now I'm back in with Will Shipley, a video of Will Shipley. Cade Klubnik right now on the end zone, drops back to pass across the middle, big time hit to number 9, Jake Brenningstool, another across the middle pass to tight ends. As a Clemson fan, you have to be extremely excited about this with, again, Griffin getting that catch there. Another young guy from last year's class. Orange has the ball. All right, let me refresh. They're punting now. Free Thomas. Yes, he is a very hard runner. Or I've got 13 minutes, 42, 40, 41, 39. Another handoff to Dominique Thomas, 1st and 10. Yeah, Tiggs, you're right. Every time I go they go on break, I'm gonna have to refresh. Number 72, Zachariah Owens. You can obviously tell him. Look at how giant he is already. I got 1308, 1309. I think we're pretty close. Christopher Vizina drops back. He goes to run up the middle. See, Vizina is not seeing. I'm not seeing a ton of passes from him yet. So I'm curious to see, if guys can get open for him, if he can see guys open, if he can throw guys open, and if he can get a little bit better with his recognition of how the play is going to unfold. I've seen a couple of scrambles from him, but this is to me, this is the spring game. I would rather see you throw an interception than scramble all the time because they can't hit you. So it's not an accurate representation of the defense if you're doing that. High snap from the quarter or from the center, and CV just has to throw it out of bounds. I'm at 12 minutes 31 seconds now. 12 minutes 31 seconds, 3rd and 18. Christopher Vizina, like I said, I really didn't like that. that series there. Number 99 in there, Greg Williams, defensive end. 3rd and 18, 12 minutes, 31 seconds. Vizina looks to the sideline, gets the play call, shifts the running back, resets the offensive line, adjusts the pressure, just adjusts the protection, drops back, looks to the right, looks to the left, gets sacked. Again, you see why Hamp Green is going to be your second string quarterback. You see why Christopher Vizina still trying to get used to that pace. I mean, he doesn't have the number ones, that's for sure. But decision making, maybe not ready so far with some of the speed against his own team. As you see Garrett Riley coaching him up there. Defense on both teams is better so far. I mean, anything's better than what we saw with that Florida game where people were dropping passes were incomplete, they couldn't even kick field goals. The Florida Gators spring game was terrible. So far, this is a little bit better. But man, can you imagine if you're there today, how hot it is right now? Woo! Wow. So let's take a look. The Chat GPT AI says things to keep an eye on. New players. Well, we've seen a ton of new players already. They also said quarterback battle. Clemson has a history of producing top-notch quarterbacks. Well, I thought there would be a little bit more of a battle than there is between CV and Cade Klubnik, but it's clear Cade Klubnik is your guy this season going in. Christopher Vizina is still going to have to figure out the speed of the game. I think your true number 2 quarterback right now is Hunter Helms. Offensive line was another key area that Clemson fans should look at, according to the AI. Offensive line is a key position group, obviously, and in the spring you can kind of see who's stepping up. We have a couple people injured, so it's difficult to say with that. But defensive playmakers, Clemson's always done good recruiting defensive playmakers. So, all right, now that it's a commercial, I'm gonna like refresh my feed. Pig saying one thing I'm seeing that I don't like on the punts is that they bounce backwards towards the punter. Yeah, I've seen that twice so far since we started watching. I wonder I wonder what they're gonna do about that. Peter Woods, as advertised. Quadzilla stepping in, doing well. How about I bring in some guests? Anybody who's watching the show right now, anybody wanna jump in on the stream with me? Cade Klubnik hands the ball off. I got 11:15 right now, 2nd down and 8. Cade with the ball now. The white team on the 45-yard line drops back to pass, fakes handoff to the running back across the right side of the field to Pope, again, the tight end number 44, but behind him and low, and he falls down, incomplete, 3rd down and 8. I should start doing my play-by-play voice and really get practicing for one day when I grow up. 3 wide receivers to the right side. Cade Klubnik looks over to the sideline to get his play, adjust the protection. that the defense is backing off, again, anticipating pass. Klubnik back down to Pope again, the tight end, who's sitting in the middle of the field. Another middle of the field pass for a first down. Number 44, again, the tight end position is something that you can anticipate getting a lot of looks and a lot of looks across the middle of the field. Now, it's a quick pass to the right hand side to the wide receiver screen to Brandon Spector, who drops it and bobbles it a little bit low down to his feet. But the play seemed to be slower than anticipated, got everybody off rhythm, and the pass was not good enough there. Cade Klubnik, 10 for 14 with 90 yards passing so far. Brandon Spector's had some difficulties so far this spring game. Haven't really seen him get separation and haven't seen him. I'm at 10-26 as well, Tiggs. Haven't seen him make any big plays yet. Cade Klubnik drops back to pass with some protection to the left-hand side, and Jake Brenningstool fights over it and actually comes down with the ball for about a 35-yard pass and another first down as the Tiger offense is rolling with Cade Klubnik looking to continue the pressure and keep the tempo going for the white team. It was a great pass that was dropped just about right in stride as Brandon Spector, number 9, had to fight over it from number 18, Kylan Griffin, a safety who was a redshirt freshman from Montgomery, Alabama. Quick running back draw up the middle of the field to Keith Adams Jr., number 19. Jake Brenningstool looking really good so far. The tight end position's getting used very frequently under this Garrett Riley offense. Another handoff to Keith Adams Jr. to the right-hand side. Nothing doing there as penetration from the Orange defense stuffs them. The clock is ticking, 3rd down and 4, 9 minutes and 10 seconds and counting as Cade continues to move the team down the field. White team leading 7-3. Kobe McLeod and Tyler Davis in the defense in the middle of the field as Cade Klubnik hit a in stride receiver number 0, Antonio Williams, who continues to fight down the field. One of Clemson's star receivers and one of the ones that's not injured, able to make a play against the first team defense for another first down as the white team continues to roll. Keith Adams Jr. showing that he can move the ball when he needs to on handoff positions. Also, Dominique Thomas showing that he can move the ball. And Clemson seems to have a more stacked running back room than we initially thought and were concerned with. Now, as you're in the pistol formation, as they're on the 5-yard line, they hand it off to Phil Maffa, but the defense is there. Key tackle from Jeremiah Trotter Jr., the star middle linebacker who is looking to have a big season this year. Phil Maffa, number 7 this year, did not have an opportunity as they were able to cut off that outside. Number 55 really didn't get a ton of blocking there. Griffin Batt, the tight end, number 33, and number 55, Harris Sewell blocking on that right-hand edge there. So still a lot to learn there. Harris Sewell is the right now the right guard, number 55. As Cade Klubnik drops back to pass, he scans to the right-hand side, turns over to his left, and tries to get an open Pope, but R.J. Mickens was there. It looks like Pope is a guy that Cade Klubnik is comfortable throwing with and seems to be running routes appropriately. All right, I'm going to throw in a link here where you can come in and be a guest of the show. Be a guest of the show. All right, link is in the chat. Click the link, join us to be a guest of the show. Cade Klubnik rolls out to the right, decides he's going to take it down and scramble, and almost in a real game would have gotten absolutely laid out. But fourth and goal. Kate Klubnik rolls, scans to the left hand side, rolls to the right. Looks like there's pretty decent protection there. That's one thing. He's going to be able to keep you going. Link is in the chat if you want to come be a part of the show. I won't show you on the screen. I will just show your audio. How about that? Audio only. How about that? Um, Hearing Will Putnam is not injured. He is at his brother's wedding. Hmm. Time to refresh. Oh, thank you, Tiggs. Thank you. Yes, yes. Hit the refresh button. I got a link in the chat if you want to be a part of the show. So I have someone to talk to. I could be that like therapy frog on Reddit. We could just talk about your problems. You know what's fun? Let's go see what TigerNet message boards have. All right, message boards. Here we go. Dang, Cade, get rid of the ball, man. You can't be running 15 yards in the opposite direction. I haven't really felt like he's been that bad. Has he been that bad? Has Cade Klubnik been holding onto the ball and rolling around more? Has it been that bad? More from the message board. It's early, but I wouldn't be surprised to see if Christopher Vizina can push Cade this year. I don't think Christopher Vizina is going to take a back seat willingly. LOL, Christopher Vizina is not even pushing Hunter Helms, bro. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know when this chat was. I'm not really seeing problems from Cade Klubnik in his running around today. Banks Pope has looked pretty good. Number 44, tight end. Fans need to calm down their wide receiver criticism because there's a ton of starting wide receivers that are injured today. I agree. I think if you leave this spring game mad about the wide receivers, you're completely missing the point. A lot of positives today from the offense. I would say so. I mean, we've already seen a ton of passes across the middle of the field between the hash marks to the tight end specifically. All right, here's a fourth down and goal, 6 minutes, 52 seconds. Cade Klubnik in a pistol formation gets a play action pass to Phil Maffa, and then throws it to the right-hand side, who tips it, and RJ Mickens intercepts the ball. Not a good play from Cade Klubnik, not a good decision. Phil Maffa probably would have scored, but Cade Klubnik. Okay, now here's the thing. I think that's a situation in which Cade Klubnik is really focusing too much on Banks Pope, the tight end that's been good for him going down the field. But you can't continue to pass it to number 44 over and over and over and not think that this defense of all defenses is not going to figure you out. I mean, this Clemson defense can figure you out quickly. So he should have given it to Phil Maffa. Phil Maffa had a gap there. It could have been a touchdown there from number 7. So I think that was a poor decision from Cade. Dominic Thomas continuing to show moves through the gap that just really impress you. Number 20, running back Dominic Thomas. And he gets the ball again. Third down and 3 here. Cade motions the receivers, 3 receivers to the right-hand side. Excuse me, Helms. Helms takes a pass to the outside to Hamp Green, number 83. Number 14 covers him. Shelton Lewis not letting anything by today. DeMonte Capehart did really well, number 19, to get into his face there. And Hamp Green seemed like he lost his footing there. Or Hamp Earl lost his footing there. Let's see if this punt's any better. Not bad. About number 39. That's your starting punter, Aiden Swanson, graduate from Tampa, Florida. Mother also a Clemson grad. Oh, sorry. No sound. See, I have a mute button on this thing, which I don't like. My other mic did not have a mute button. Cade Klubnik with an interception back to back. Nate Wiggins with a strong defense on Cole Turner. Again, I have tons of questions about Cole Turner being any kind of top outside wide receiver against a decent defense. I mean, we've seen what he can do against, um, the Tar Heels, but the Tar Heels had so many guys injured, and the rest of the guys don't even wanna play on the team anymore as far as secondary goes. And then you have, um, against Tennessee, Tennessee's never been known for stopping people in the past. So, I'm not sure how confident I am in Cole Turner being a number 1 wide receiver. There, he was beat to the spot from Nate Wiggins, and, it was tipped to Andrew Makuba. Did I freeze? It's like I'm the same here. I'm the same on my end. Let's check in on the Twitter feed. Dominique Thomas with a touchdown there to the outside. Just an absolute day. Have a day, Dominique Thomas. I have to tweet about this. I'm refreshing my screen too much. Yeah, I'm looking through Twitter right now. I'm not seeing I'm seeing a ton of stuff about the wide receivers. I think if you're beating up the wide receivers right now, you're just unless they're to me like, I know I said some stuff about Cole Turner, but he's supposed to be like one of the starters that Cade Klubnik likes to throw the ball to. So, uh, but the wide receiver group as a whole is down right now because they're injured. I don't think interceptions from Cade Klubnik are bad from a spring game perspective. I think, um, just like going through his progressions and working through mistakes, trying to get on the same page with other players. I think that's what's important. Really, seeing a lot of these young guys, these new young guys, is the most exciting thing for me. As Phil Maffa tries to go to the outside, doesn't really get anything going. Number 15 on the edge, Shaq Lawson. You got to like this orange defensive line. You got Stephylon Green, Peter Wood, Shaq Lawson, and TJ Parker, all young guys, basically dominating. Dominating Tristan Lee and Mitchell Mays. Is that a good thing for the defense, or is that a bad thing for the offensive line? Tristan Lee locked in on a defender, but doesn't lose containment of him as Cade Klubnik able to run around and beat the defensive line to the spot there to keep the ball moving up the field. But Tristan Lee kept his block engaged. Um, we'll see how well he does this season. He has to step up. He's one of the guys who are getting their opportunity finally. Um, and he has to step up. All right, so 4th down. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get something to drink. So bear with me. Oh. All right. I got 3 minutes, 4 seconds with the ball about to be snapped. 2nd down, 10. Patrick Sapp, the big pass down the field. We got an injury on the field. Sapp's a big dude. Sorry. Josh Sapp. He's fast too. He's big. He's fast. Not a bad, not a bad throw. Wade Woodaz, not a bad defender in coverage either. So who's number 45? Who's down? Is that Vic Burley? Oh, that's not good. You don't want to see that. He's walking off. Vic Burley walking off the field. Under his own power, though. Throwing the link in. If you want to get in, get in. Click the link, join the show. You can do so audio only. What was that? What was that? I missed that play. That looked terrible, though. Camp Earl, pass to the right hand side. Did they give it to him? Oh, Sheldon Lewis on the coverage. Oh, that was just a that's a good catch. I don't think he kept it though. He's bobbling it there. I mean, that's a good try, good extension. He's definitely bobbling the ball there. He didn't catch that ball. And they punt. Little risky punt there. I kept saying Will Sweeney, but that's Green the 5th. Who is Green the 5th? Hamp Green? Okay, so we got Hamp Green and Hamp Earl. We have 2 Hamps. How do you have 2 Hamps? What a rare name. You don't normally it's not like Chris, but you have 2 Hamps? That'd be like 2 having 2 Stiff Islands. 2 Hamps? How does a team have 2 Hamps? Ooh, goodness, Antonio Williams gets tattooed by Nate Wiggins. Alright, so looks like White has the ball again with Phil Maffa. I mean, Banks Pope, right, sitting down, number 44 in the middle of the field. Dabo Swinney, I can just hear him in the background faintly with his, funny dad jokes while Cade Klubnik gets sacked. Armin Mason. 20 seconds. 3rd down and 10. 20 seconds to go at the end of the half. Cade Cade does not like that. Cade is looking back at the, umpire there, and he's like, "No, that is not correct. I would have definitely got past him." But that's the end. That's halftime. Pretty exciting to see some of these young guys that are out there now. The crowd looks really good too, even though I know it's probably really hot out there. Looks like everybody's having a good time. Those freshmen are scary, the official T says. Yeah, I mean, if you look at them, okay, so Peter Woods, according to 24/7 Sports, Peter Woods, a five-star guy, defensive line, 310 pounds. We've been talking about him all first half. TJ Parker showed pretty good. Um, Vic Burley, good to see him a little bit. He got injured there towards the end, but we'll see. He comes out in the second half. Christopher Vizina, you saw him a little bit. CV, as they call him. He's obviously a third best quarterback right now. Stephylon Green, you got to see him a ton. He looks great. He's a big giant dude. Zach Owens, big dude. We'll see how he fits in. I haven't really looked and heard of Ian Reed or uh, yet, but Noble Johnson, um, he's a big outside wide receiver. We've seen him on the field. I haven't seen a big catch from him yet. Kylan Webb, Khalil Barnes. We've seen Khalil Barnes a ton. We talked about him a ton. D. Creighton, haven't heard him much yet. So those are your early enrollees, I guess you will. And 11 guys. Shelton Lewis, yeah, I like Shelton Lewis a ton. Um, this list is not up to date. Then they don't have Shelton Lewis on there. Harris Sewell, we saw him a little bit. Um, Much more impressed with the defense on both sides, especially with the freshmen. All quarterbacks have some work to do, in my honest opinion. Some bad choices under pressure. I think John Sirian. Let me know what you think about John Sirian's comment there. I actually agree. You know, um, I think there's a ton of positive though. Let's look at the message boards here some more. Message board update. Is Cade Klubnik the answer? He still plays like he's trying too hard. Let me know. What do you think? Let me put in here. Message board. From the message board, here we go. Is Cade Klubnik trying too hard? Seems like he's pressing better than DJ, but the standard that we're looking for is Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence. Not seeing Deshaun and Trevor in this player. Is Cade Klubnik the answer? Official T says, want to see Cade more calm under pressure, even though it's hard to be calm with that defensive line. Not many options at wide receiver due to injury. I think that's a great assessment of where we're at in this game. You obviously have a defense that is continuing to recruit at a high level. You have an offense that is struggling to recruit high-level wide receivers year in and year out. You have an offense that is struggling to keep their wide receivers that they did recruit healthy and out there on the field. And you have a quarterback who is a true sophomore, still learning and completely learning a completely new system. We know he has tendencies to be a scrambler and maybe doesn't be as patient as he should. We know that those are his weaknesses, if you will. Those are things that he has to improve on in this season and continuing through his career in college. But the spring game, I don't think is a fair assessment of where he's at because he doesn't have all his weapons, not only in wide receiver, but he doesn't have Will Shipley. He doesn't have the offensive line intact as he would. So while we would like to see Cade be more calm under pressure, I don't think it's necessarily fair to say that he is not the answer, or maybe he's trying too hard. Maybe he is trying too hard because of the lack of production from the wide receivers that he has. I think he's had some great passes to Pope. I think he's had some great passes to Brenningstool. I think he's had some great passes, across the middle of the field. So now he is a guy who likes to use his feet, though. He likes to scramble around. He's a fast runner. So he gets kind of hamstrung in a spring game situation, especially where they're going to call simple touches with your fingers as a sack, right? Edward gets in and says, Cade has looked good. His picks were awful. One was a tip pass. The other hit Cole Turner in the chest. Would like to see more of Christopher Vezina. Well, we've seen Christopher Vezina today, and he doesn't look like he's capable right now of making any throwing decisions, to be honest with you. I'm not seeing much decision making from him under pressure to throw people open or to throw to anyone. I mean, the handful of plays I can recall in my head right now were not Christopher Vezina throwing the ball, even when he was in a drop back. So CV to me is the clear third quarterback. Now, Hunter Helms is your clear second string quarterback. And then you have Cade Klubnik as your clear first string quarterback, who is in a disadvantage, in my opinion, in this scenario specifically. Edward says the message boards are a cesspool of negativity. That's why we're bringing them up, because something to talk about. Tig says both interceptions were tip balls. Cade needs to get the ball up a bit higher. I think if you look at it as just tip balls, you're making a big mistake there. If you remember, the first interception in the red zone should have been a handoff to Phil Maffa for a touchdown. Go back and look. He had a gap there. He didn't do it. He opted to go with the pass to the outside that was covered. He opted to go with a pass to Tate to Pope, who he had already thrown 3 times in the previous series, and he had thrown to him moving the ball down the field. So the defense caught up with what he was doing. He showed his hand. It's more than just a tip ball. Cade got too focused on one receiver. The second time around, I do think that it was just a one-on-one, and Nate Wiggins beat Cole Turner, which brings the question to me, is Cole Turner one of those outside guys? Is he aggressive enough to be more than just a deep ball sprinter? John Sarian gets in and says, Cade still has happy feet and lets himself get rushed on throws. Fixable, but just a carryover from his first year. I do think Cade is, you're seeing a lot of carryover from first year. Brandon Jones gets in, says, I like what I saw from Vizina. I would say that he will push Cade sooner rather than later. Now, that's the same assessment that I said coming into this season, coming into the spring. I thought that Christopher Vizina's CV would be at a position where he could push Cade Klubnik because of the experience and the skill set that he showed in his high school film. It looks very similar to what Clemson runs in offense. So he should be already very, very familiar with the types of plays that Clemson wants to run. And so I think that CV is better prepared coming from high school. Can he continue? I don't know. Now, what I recall is I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing much from him right now, but we'll see. You know, he's a true freshman. Tig says this is great experience for Cade and will greatly improve his play. I think any game, any repetitions is good repetitions. Brandon Jones says Helms is not second. He takes forever to loads up. To me, it seems like Helms is second right now. Maybe not because of talent, maybe just because of familiarity with the system. But to me, he is second. Clemson spring game watch party. Messages, notes from the message boards. I see Dabo Swinney is hiding Christopher Vizina. Doesn't want the fans to see his talent. That's the question for you. Question from the message board. Is Dabo Swinney hiding Christopher Vizina? What do you think? Message board says, yeah, absolutely read my mind. Another message board says, LOL, he's not hiding him. This is just a troll. LOL, Cade is struggling. John Sarian says, per Thamel, already there are 80 football players entering the portal today, which is the first day. Wow, it's probably going to really load up again before the fall. Will Dabo. Well, you know, I posted one about Brendan Thompson, who's a wide receiver at Clemson, went after hard when he was a high school senior. Now he's going into being a freshman or a sophomore. He had 1 year at Texas. He's a sprinter. He's a speedster. He's not very tall, but he's 5'10", and he's a speedster. He's going to get picked up by somebody. The problem that Clemson has with the transfer portal is that they have a full roster. People want to play for Clemson. People don't really necessarily want to leave Clemson. And honestly, I think that Brent Venables is a great coach. But I also think that he played favorites at linebacker position. I think that he had a lot of talented linebackers and he only ended up using one all the time. I think he could have done better rotating some of his talented linebackers. He had a bunch of guys that had to transfer out that went on to other teams that, I mean, they weren't amazing, but, it did seem like the linebacker group for while Venables was around was like the same three guys for 10 years. So maybe it's different now. I don't know. But that's the only position that I can recall having problems with transferring out, is that linebacker position. Hunter Wright gets in, says spring games are considered a practice by teams in the NCAA. They're helpful reps, but no conclusions should be drawn. Just enjoy football and go Tigers. Um, I went out when I'm practicing with the girls in softball. Come on, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm wondering if this. I don't think I touched the mic this time. Did y'all see me touch the mic? Did you see me touch the mic? This mic is getting on my nerves. This and what's going on? And it's like the volume is changing. I have no idea. That's crazy. Let me pull up my software for this. It's like the volume is changing on me. All right, let's see if it. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. Maybe that. All right. Maybe this works. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I just put it on auto. We'll see. It was on manual. The other mic that I had, you didn't even have any controls. So I got this one. It's a little bit more expensive, and it's got some controls with it. So we'll see. You think this one sucks? It's like $100 more. Anyways, Um, all right, we're back to it. Third quarter, getting underway here. Actually, you know what? I need to turn the air on. So I'm burning up. Bear with me. All right. All right, I'm going to refresh the feed here. Christopher Vizina goes 3 and out, right? I mean, is he impressive to you? I'm not seeing much. Not seeing much from CV right now, but again, he's the third string guy. I put the microphone on auto, so it is what it is now. So you should be able to hear me. I think I'm messing with it some more. Hmm. We'll see if that helps. Trent Pierman in the game, 13 and 10, 13 minutes, 10 seconds. Now, Trent Pierman, from my understanding, had a pretty good year as a Daniel quarterback. Hamp Green, Hampton Earl. 32, is that Strecco? Or he's 23. Who's 32? Wise Seegers Jr. Deep ball from Trent Pierman to Jackson Crosby with Boston Miller covering. Prince Blake, thanks. Yeah, I'm trying to adjust it to see. Pierman back-to-back Gatorade Player of the Year. Deep ball to the outside to number 82. Incomplete. Second down and 10 from the 36-yard line. Handoff to Strecco. No. Handoff to Wise Seegers Jr. Redshirt sophomore from Sumter. Peter Wood's still out there, big giant guy. I mean, you see the guy in person, you just know. I went to the recruiting dinner. I mean, he's just big. Big dude. Trent Pierman with a slant to the left side to number 89. Who is 89? 89, you say? Zach Jackson. 6'3", 205 from Ackworth, Georgia. Again, the offense, you can tell it's going fast to number 82, Jackson Crosby. I think just gets about 2 yards on the play there. I mean, we're starting the 3rd quarter here. You're not getting you're seeing guys that, weren't even recruited. Bierman Bierman looking downfield, has a guy open behind the defense, no go there. Number 88, Clay Sweeney, 5'9", redshirt freshman from Clemson. Clay Sweeney, 88. Pearman's testing the defense. The wide receiver was not on the same page, went for a 5 and stop, and he threw it long. 4th down and 7. I mean, to be honest with you, um, Trent Pearman tested the defense passing the ball more than Christopher Vizina did. So, to me, we didn't really see much from Christopher Vizina's opportunity if that's all he got today was the first half. And a good punt. Went to the, end zone, though. Touchback Jack Smith, number 89. Let's go back to the message boards. What do the message boards say? I don't okay, message board number 1. I don't know about the quarterback play today. It's almost like they're learning a whole new system playing without the full complete complement of talent and against a really good defense. In all seriousness, I like what I'm seeing, but we've got work to do. I mean, are we really gonna go through another spring talking about how great the defense is and how the offense doesn't look that good? And, I mean, the fact of the matter is you changed the offensive coordinator, but you really haven't changed the personnel. They haven't recruited playmakers on the offense as well as they've recruited quarterbacks. So, I mean, again, you have Antonio Williams, Cole Turner, Brandon Spector. But again, it's the spring game. I mean, we knew going into this the offense was going to be not at full strength. And they're not going to show you everything. Like Todd said, they're not going to show you everything in a spring game. So to say, oh, the offense is not what I thought it would be. I mean, I'd question what you thought going into it. As Christopher Vizina rolls out to his right. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We went to commercial and it's 4th down and 10. They literally didn't show any plays. They're punting again. Oh, I confirmed, that from David Hood, they are building the tunnels. The player the home team tunnel is now gonna come out of the middle of the west end zone, and that other side where DJ Shea and they came out originally is going to be closed off. And they already have shell built up with rebar and everything for more seats there. So they're replacing the open area now with seats, and then the other area is going to be the new tunnel now. So they're going to be coming out of the middle of the west end zone. I like Garrett Riley on the field. I wonder if he's going to be on the field during the game. Was Garrett Riley on the field with TCU? Toriano Pride's been guarding guys really well, man to man. And did you see that last play? Peter Woods popped through. Raheem Lawson popped through. The defensive line there is looking nasty. I like this Khalil Barnes guy. You got to like him. I wonder if I can. Hmm. I'm working on something. Bear with me here. Wonder. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hampton Earl, and he just tears his knee up. Great. He gets pulled down, he gets tackled awkwardly and just messes his knee up. Mm, that did not look very good. I'm gonna have to refresh here and see if I can. Yeah, leg got twisted, looked pretty bad to me. Looked pretty bad. Alright, I'm gonna have to refresh my feed here. I wonder if I could I'm gonna see if I can blur this feed, see if that's even possible. I wonder I wonder if this'll work. Check out the blur here. Maybe I blurred a little bit more. See if that works for us. So now you know where I'm at. The feed is way behind, but what? It's freaking me out. Oh, that commercial is freaking me out. That Airbnb commercial freaked me out. Did God. The Airbnb commercial, man, got me bad. All right. I'm trying to make sure that I'm trying something new here with this blurred out screen here. All right, so they're interviewing CJ Spiller. You know, he's talking about how great of a impact it is to kind of be a coach for a day, be a head coach for a day. I like it. I like that Dabo allows his other position coaches to coach a certain to coach during the spring game. All right. The problem is when I do all this with the blur and with the feed and everything, it's like everything on my computer just starts to skip. So I feel like it's overloading my computer. I'm going to buy a new computer or something. All right, handoff. Good, good outside blocker there, the left hand side for uh, Keith Adams Jr. I like that pull from Blake Miller. Uh, Fake handoff to the right-hand side, quick quarterback screen. These quarterback screens have not worked very well this game. Started off first down, nice run to the left-hand side, Keith Adams Jr., back to the right-hand side, Brandon Spector. It's not really working right now for this team with those wide receiver screens, and unless you guys have remembered one that worked, I'm not seeing really I'm not recalling any ones that are good. Now, the first team offense here started up with Ryan Linthicum, right tackle, Blake Miller, looks like Tristan Lee and Mitchell Mays on the left-hand side. Puts Keith Adams in motion. Cade Klubnik looks back, goes to the right-hand side deep to Brandon Spector, but out of bounds, and he can't come down with it. Fighting there big time. I tell you what, today, the person that has really been extremely aggressive on the outside is Toriano Pride. Both cornerbacks, really, Toriano Pride and Nate Wiggins, both have been extremely aggressive with wide receivers. Will will they get away with it in games? I don't know, but they have been aggressive. Third down and 10. Cade Klubnik gets the ball back. The running back comes out. Cade steps up in the pocket and makes a good move. In a real game, could have possibly been a 10-yard gain for a first down, maybe even more. Cade's still extremely fast, running up the middle. I don't know what they'll end up giving him. Um, Cade working with a new freshman right guard, Harris Sewell, and they gave him a game of 9. So they did not move the chain to be fourth down and 1. Harris Sewell, 6'3", 315-pound freshman from Texas, Permian, the legendary high school there in Texas. Fourth down and 1, he opts to keep the ball on a quarterback read, and he, in my opinion, does not get the first down. Dabo overrides the call and gives him a first down, which he did that. He does that every year. He's big time overriding the call. John Sirian says schools officially reported 50,000. No idea how they came up with that number. Well, John, they had a guy. They have what's called an intern, and the intern just sits there and counts. I have no idea either, really, to be honest. They just it's kinda like at church, they just guess. First down and 10, Cade Klubnik with a handoff to Keith Adams. Keith Adams breaking through on number 31, Toby McLeod, a linebacker there. Keith Adams, and both of the backup running backs are really showing out. And what I really like about that is the pull from the offensive lineman to the from the left to the right. That's the kind of stuff that we see from Garrett Riley's offenses is pulling those that left tackle, left guard, right tackle, right guard to help with the lead blocking of the running back. So we're seeing that now, and the team. One thing that I was concerned with was could the offensive line handle it speed wise, and it looks like they are. Cade with a quick pass, a slant pass to number 82, incomplete. So Crosby, incomplete. Pope, Spector, they're going to continue to run the clock here on the fourth quarter. Keith Adams Jr. looking good. Dominic Thomas looking good. A lot of these young defensive guys looking good. Quick out pass to 88, Clay Sweeney covered up. Number 41, Nix with the coverage there. It wasn't looks like not a lot of protection there for him. He had to rush the ball. Cade's not been successful since he started. He started out doing very well, but since then he's struggled to find an open receiver. He struggled with interceptions. This is key for him to finish the game strong. Can he do so? I don't like him running like this. I'd rather him get open. The problem is if he starts doing stuff like this, you know that your wide receivers just aren't getting open. That's the problem. He has the protection. He's choosing to run, and the wide receivers just aren't getting open. So Spector calls for an audible there and gets 2 yards. He calls for a wide receiver screen. He felt like he felt something in the coverage. It was open. It just didn't seem like he really got much out of it either way. Second down and 8. Dabo Swinney calling for 4-down territory here. The white team currently on this drive has 11 plays, 48 yards, down 6 points, 13-7, with a little over 8 minutes to go in the fourth. Cade Klubnik down, backs up, and does a beautiful pass off his back foot to Pope again, a guy who has been very consistent this game. Number 44, man, you got to remember this guy. Big time catches all game. They're going to get the tight ends across the middle consistently with this offense. I look forward to seeing what they can do. And then they go right back to the counter running back for 2 extra yards with 1 yard to go now. Second and goal, 1 yard to go. Cade hands it off. Easy touchdown for Keith Adams Jr. Could be a field goal to take the 1-point lead. Banks Pope for Heisman. Right. Yeah. Banks Pope, the tight end, number 44 for Heisman. Give Banks Pope number 13. I'm gonna say something controversial. Give Banks Pope number 13. And he misses the field goal. He misses the field goal to keep the game tied 13-13. They block the extra point. Wow. Wow. I don't know whether to laugh or cry about that. Uh, Roy Philpott saying that was Peter Woods in on the block. Pewoo, Pewoo pushing back Mitchell Mays for a block. Pewoo, and right behind him, Stefan Green. I tell you what, man, these young defensive linemen are good. They're gonna be sick. they're gonna they're gonna be scary for a lot of teams if they stay healthy. I like Dabo and the team. I like it. You know, the defense is they have been so good for so long that they have a lot of confidence. I want to see that on the offensive side of the ball as well. So number 41 is Nix. His brother is Bo Nix. All right, so Hunter Helms in quarterback on the orange team. Let's see if they can march it down and win this game. Giving the ball off to Dominic Thomas, who's had a great game so far. There's Ian Reed, number 54, along with Colin Sadler, number 50. So we got a lot of freshmen, brand new, young offensive linemen getting a lot of reps as well. Again, Hunter Helms to me needs to find a way to get Noble Johnson involved in this game. Josh Sapp as well, and he gets a pass to Noble Johnson very quick to the outside sideline there for a first down. He needs to settle in and pick apart the defense with his best players and his best weapons that he has, and doing so with Noble Johnson and Josh Sapp, I think is the recipe for success for him. He did so with number 3 right now. He goes back to the right hand side to number 29. But it goes nowhere actually for a loss of yards. So quick offense, and that's what happens though. You sometimes that quick tempo does great. Sometimes that quick tempo actually can put you behind um, the chains, and now you're in second down and 14. Hunter Helms drops back, avoids the sack. No, actually, they call it a sack. He was looking for number 24, Hamp Green. Looking for number 24, didn't get it. They called a sack there, and Hunter Helms is not happy about it. He thinks that he avoided that attacking defensive lineman. He looked over at Dabo Sweeney in disgust, and he is not happy that they called a sack on it. But it looks like Dabo did that. Maybe Dabo wants to see what kind of pressure he can put under the orange team here, and Hunter Helms, third down and 21 with just over 5 minutes to go. Helms looks to the sideline, Garrett Riley, to decide what he's going to call resets his offense, and it looks like he sticks with the same call, looking for a deep pass over the middle of the field to Josh Sapp, and it is tipped at the line. And that will be the end of his drive. And they are going to continue to run the clock. So, not looking good for the orange team. Is this going to end in a tie? Are we really going to end the spring game in a tie? You can't end a game in a tie. You got to win the game. Who wants to win it? Who wants to win in a tie? All right, let's go back to the message boards here. Let's go back to the message boards. Are we seriously overreacting to a spring game? Come on, fans. Stop overreacting. Maybe 10 plays matter in this game. Everything's vanilla. Get over it. I think Noble Johnson's going to have a bright future. Yeah, I hope he brings it this fall. Our wide receiver group needs help, and he can bring it. He's got nice size and physicality to get after balls. We really need him to contribute early. Noble Johnson. This is from the message board during the break. Running back room looks stacked this year. Way to go, CJ Spiller. After all of your disgust from this fan base, you now have more than two good running backs. You have actually four running backs that I think could rotate. Wow. Does Clemson now have four running backs? Listen, I know it's not a high scoring game, but has Garrett Riley won your approval on offense? It's a small sample size, I know, but do you like the tempo? Do you like using the middle of the field more? Has Garrett Riley won your approval from a spring game perspective? Big pass again to Pope, number 44. I mean, what the heck? Uh, who cares about 85? Somebody puts Pope on an NIL scholarship. Sorry, I'm tweeting that they should give Banks Pope a scholarship. Should they give Banks Pope a scholarship? Yes. Well, the white team didn't do anything. So I literally tweet one tweet and the white team is punting again. Okay. So Peter Woods just actually is the real deal. Just want to let you guys know. I see the sideline passes are still a key element in the offense. Christopher Vizina incoming. Christopher Vizina, 1 minute, 46 seconds to go. If you're ahead of me, don't you dare screw this up. If you're ahead of me, don't screw this up. I'm not even going to look at the chat because of that. 13-13. 1 minute, 46 seconds to go. First down and 10 from the 20-yard line, the 18-yard line. Christopher Zena steps back. Number 17 looks over to the left-hand side. Intercepted by Khalil Barnes. Takes it to the end zone. Pick six. Number 36, true freshman, gets a pick six to walk it off and give the white team the lead with 1 minute, 36 seconds to go. Number 36, the homecoming king of his high school, now showing what he can do here in the spring game just a few months later. Number 36 with the deuces at the end with a big hug from Vic Burley, another true freshman. And what a great anticipation and read of the quarterback. And Christopher Vizina with his head held down in disgust as number 36 gets high fives from all the other true freshmen out there. Pick six, Khalil Barnes. Remember the name, number 36, 4-6. And Christopher Vizina sits back on the sideline thinking, what did I do? I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, Khalil Barnes, we've been saying it for 2.5 hours. Khalil Barnes, Khalil Barnes, Khalil Barnes. You could talk about Peter Wu all you want. P. Wu, Khalil Barnes, Khalil Barnes, Khalil Barnes. Banks Pope, Khalil Barnes. Give me more. Give me more. Dominic Thomas. Give me more. The orange team's got time left, as Roy Philpott says. 20-13, down 7. Garrett Riley called on Christopher Vizina to go out there and show them what he could do. And unfortunately, that led to a pick six. Now, I'll tell you this. He's still a freshman. He's still a freshman. I mean, not only that, he just started. So, by the way, Khalil Barnes had stars. I don't know why Banks Pope didn't. I tell you what, man. Awesome to see from Khalil Barnes. Great, great icing on the cake for him. Great game for him. He gets a high five from Dabo Sweeney there for his trouble, for his great results. All right, Christopher Vizina gets his second chance. Can he redeem himself? Don't hurry. Take your time, as Dabo says. Throws a quick pass to a stop route for Josh Sapp, the right-hand side, number 5. Josh Sapp's another guy who looks very, very big. He's gotten into the weight room, and I like what I see from him as far as size goes. He seemed to be confident in him and his route running as well. Vizina takes it back, drops back, goes for a quick slant pass to the inside. No success there. Quickly, 3rd and 6. As you can see, when the offense is not clicking, going through these high tempo setups, these high tempo sequences can sometimes hurt. I worry about that with back in the day with Chad Morris offenses. They would They would get in these modes where they would just go so fast and it would be a 3 and out, and the defense didn't even get a breather at all. Now, Christopher Vizina sits in the pocket looking for a deep ball over the left hand side, and that one's intercepted. Noble Johnson had the opportunity, but it looked like it was a cover two defense, cover two man. And so it ultimately ended up in a toss to the left hand side that became an interception from the over watching safety there. Again, as Dabo Sweeney says, that you can't beat up Christopher Vizina too much. He is still a high school senior. He is an early enrollee. These guys are very young and they got to figure it out. I don't think the game timing, everything is working for him right now. I don't think that he's on the same page with other wide receivers right now. I don't think he's seeing the field very well, and it's just learning the college game, you know. So it wasn't a bad throw, actually. I mean, it was right in stride, but you know, the defense ultimately had that side of the field covered up with two players. John again says schools reported 50,000 fans have no idea how they counted that unless they just sat there and had a clicker. You know, they had at every gate had a clicker. I have no idea. It was a good thrown ball. It wasn't. I mean, anything that results in an interception should not have been thrown. So, you know, you can say it was a well thrown ball, but at the end of the day, it was 2-on-1, in my opinion. All right, 54 seconds to go. Which I mean, you're also in a scenario with CV where he just had a pick six, so he's coming out. He's super frustrated. Maybe he wants to prove himself. You know, it's the spring game with guys that are just learning, and any rep is a good rep, right? Any rep is a good rep. So even an interception, you know, I don't necessarily beat him up too bad. Was it a bad decision? Yeah, I mean, an interception is a bad decision, but um, he's a true freshman, like Davo said. Not really even a true freshman. He's really a high school senior that enrolled early. You know, and as Tig says, they're playing against one of the best defenses in the country. So you know, you can't expect perfect, flawless play from a quarterback who's just figuring it out. Um, the biggest thing for him is that it happens. Really, in my opinion, adversity is great in these scenarios because you'd rather have all the pressure and adversity come out during a spring game, you know, when you're playing your own team. You can so you can work through those emotions. You can work through those situations in your head and better prepare yourself when you really do get into it. 46 seconds to go, third down and 3. White team winning 20-13. A lot of good to come out of this game for sure. A lot of excitement on the defensive side of the ball. Drop ball from McNeil there, and he covers it up quickly. As we're winding the game down, let me throw in some questions for you. All right. So, who are your All right. Now here's the question for you for the spring game. Who are your players of the game on offense and on defense? Who are the players of the game? 39 seconds, 38, 37, counting down. Trent Pierman takes a knee, and that'll be the end of the spring game. All right, that's the end of the game. As the clock runs out, the teams meet at the paw, and they're going to get ready to sing the alma mater and finish the game and go back and take a reset of where they're at as a team, again, it's one of those games. Uh, any experience is good experience in the spring game for sure. Um, all right. So, who are your players of the game on offense, on defense? Player of the game on offense, I'm going to go with Dominic Thomas. I'm going to go with Banks Pope. Anybody else on the offensive side of the ball that you think should be the player of the game? Dominic Thomas and Banks Pope seem to be great for me. Big time for me. Who are your players of the game? Jason Thomas gets in, says Pope and Peter Woods, player of the game. I got to say Dominic Thomas, Banks Pope on the defensive side of the ball. You could say Peter Woods. You could say Khalil Barnes. Early on in the game, I saw a ton from Nate Wiggins and Toriano Pride. Those two looked really good as well. But let's go back. I expect from them a lot because of returning starters and because of the offense right now. But I would say that I got to go with Khalil Barnes, you know, and Peter Woods. Really, all those new freshmen off defensive linemen. You know, I like what I saw. I like what I saw from Keith Adams Jr. You know, uh, Keith Adams Jr. had a bunch of good handoffs as well. Anybody else you think that should be the player of the game? All right, now here's the deal. I'm going to put the link up one more time. I'm going to put the link up. If you want to get in and talk about your thoughts on the spring game, get in. Number 36, James Thomas says Khalil Barnes. Click the link, join the stream. I've never actually had anybody join my stream other than my co-hosts, my normal co-hosts. So you could have a chance to be part of the stream. Todd Till, you're welcome, Todd. I appreciate it. Like I said, I've been so busy at work, man. I made the mistake. I think I said this on the radio, but I made the mistake of telling my boss that I needed better products to market. I wanted to be involved in more, you know, the 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 better revenue bringing products. And in December, I said that in my end of the year, I said, "Hey, I want some more responsibility. I want to be involved in some bigger products for the team." And literally in February, I added 3 new products and didn't lose any of my other products. So that's how they say in the Army, don't volunteer for stuff. Well, I did that. I made the mistake of volunteering, but it's good to be needed for sure. It's good to get the experience, but I've ran out of extra time. I work late most days and I have not a lot of time to do any YouTube videos. So I just wanted to get on and be a part of the spring game since I had the opportunity and the time. Um, and there's no softball games for me other than that. So really for me right now, it's work, radio with Mickey and then softball dad. That's kind of my big 3 things right now. But hopefully, I'm thinking maybe late Sunday nights, maybe I can start cutting a video or 2 late Sunday nights just to keep the YouTube channel going, But a lot of good from the spring game for sure. KA gets in, says defense looks amazing. Offense will get better once all the pieces are together. I think that's a good assessment too. Don't freak out about the offense in the spring game. Don't freak out about the defense in the spring game. I mean, it's the spring game for goodness sake. Now, but do freak out about number 44, Banks Pope. I mean, they don't have any scholarships available, and he needs a scholarship. So Banks Pope. 6'4", 240-pound redshirt sophomore from Columbia, tight end, showed out today. Khalil Barnes showed out today. Um, all the freshmen, for sure. Uh, this is going to be a young team that's gonna it's gonna show some shows that's these young guys are going to show some things. I think this year it's looking exciting for sure. Tig said defense is great. The offense not too far behind. It's going to be a great year. I mean, Clemson has an opportunity to win the ACC again for sure with the players that they have. Exciting pick six from Khalil Barnes. Anybody want to get in? I put the link in the chat. Anybody want to get in and talk with me here? You're welcome to. Please jump on. I can make it. I think I can make it to where it's just audio, so you don't have to show your face. Nobody will see you. Um, so looking at message board geniuses on Twitter, Arch Manning not doing well right now. Hmm. Word on the street is Arch Manning is struggling. Wonder if you can see this. We have to do it like this. Message board geniuses. Arch Manning a bust, off to a very slow start, and not playing well so far. A lot of pressure on the kid, 5-star guy. Some questions from the message board. Arch Manning is a bust or not? Could he be? I put the link in the chat if you want to get in and be a part of it. Albedo says, I'm not surprised about Arch Manning. There's just too much pressure on these kids. I wonder, where can you get do they have the stats online somewhere? Do they have like Arch Manning stats somewhere? I mean, do I have to like look up a team or something? I'm assuming they're not. I mean, maybe I go to. Where would you go to get college football spring game stuff? Hmm. I'm looking for. Oh, here's one from the ACC. From our from our friends over at TigerNet, A. Thomas, not related to me. Not me. Not me. A. Thomas. I don't know who that is. I can't claim that. That's not my burner account. It's not my burner. ACC sucks. Our network sucks. Our ACC leaders suck. Our football competition, for the most part, sucks. Sorry, but sucks is sucks. Get out before it turns to the Ivy League. Go Tigers. Oh, man. How do you feel about that? Do you agree? I don't know. I mean, from what I hear, it's a done deal, you know. They're getting out eventually. I mean, they need to get that collective of groups of teams to back out of the ACC. Clemson, Florida State need to get out. Need to get out, baby. Yeah, got over. Hmm. Google may have some. Nico Iamaliava. Let's look. Showing off why he was given all those 5 stars. Rolls out to the right. God, good throw. Lots of power behind that throw while he was on the run. That looks good. He's that guy. He's got a lot of big time deals there, I think. And you notice they love to stretch the field out. I mean, just look how far off the ball that outside wide receiver lined up. I mean, Nico Iamaliava, big time recruit, quarterback, showing out at Tennessee right now. You got any stats, Tiggs, on Arch Manning? I'm looking. Oh, here's a good. Somebody posted a good run from Phil Maffa here. This is that good outside run from him around Peter Woods, Andrew Makuba, and Tyler Davis. He gets popped from Andrew Makuba, and he can't bring him down. This is a strong run from Peter Wood or from Phil Maffa. It's hit really hard from a blitzing Andrew Makuba who can't keep him down, and he just rolls out and outruns everybody. You got to love that from um, Phil Maffa. I'm gonna see if I can't find something about Arch Manning here. We need to start a website of spring game stats or something. Here's what I'm gonna do. Where is Texas? Where is Texas on the recruiting board? All right, live updates. Here we go. Let's see what we got from Texas's spring game. Well, they still got Quinn Ewers, right? Not seeing much. I will. M Boone 111 says, I didn't watch the game. How did Christopher Vizina look? Well, mixed bag to me. He didn't really have the best group with him. And he threw a pick six there at the end to give the white team the win. Josh Sapp had a good game. I felt like Josh Sapp did. Colin Coward reporting from Southern California that he's excited what Southern California is doing with Marshawn Lloyd, transfer from South Carolina. Said the wide receiver group did less than desirable. Bad night for a day for the wide receiver group. Not seeing much here. Let's see. All right, I'm going to share the link again one more time before I cut out. Anybody want to get in? Anybody want to get in and discuss? You can click the link and join in. How did Peter Woods look overall? Well, Peter Woods got a blocked field goal. I think he looks amazing. He's as advertised, as they would say. He looks like a freshman ready to start. Just a lot of tweets from Khalil Barnes, that's for sure. Hmm. The spring game was packed out. The home side lower deck I mean, it looked as full as a regular game. The away side, not so much, but still pretty packed. All right, well, it's been good. Just looking through, not seeing much stats wise. Let me look on Reddit. Hmm. According to the Buckeyes, spring game attendance 75,000. Defense wins the day as the gray team defeats the scarlet team 40-31. Well, I think what you could say is Clemson had a better spring game than Florida. You can, you can at least say that. Let's see what Clemson Facebook has to say. The great Clemson Facebook. The on the sideline, this is pretty interesting. On the sideline, they they now on the brick wall, now they have logos, like company logos, Old Dominion, Freight Line, Wells Fargo, South Carolina Education Lottery, Geico. There's all kinds of logos on the brick wall now. Lending Tree, United Bank. Um, Looks like it's been there for quite some time. Just a different look. Let's see. Let's go to our Clemson groups and see what we got. See what the Clemson groups think. Not much going on there right now. I feel like TigerNet is really the only place that has really good message boards. I mean, even though it's a lot of stuff, other than the paid message boards. Okay, so here's from David Hood and his spring game observations. Dominic Thomas finished with 14 carries and 63 yards. It was wonderful to see how the tight ends like Sage Ennis, Josh Sapp, and Banks Pope will be used. Obviously, very clear that Clemson is very thin at wide receiver right now. Been hearing that Cade Denhoff has made a big step. I didn't really see Cade Denhoff. Nobody's really talked about him. So did Cade Denhoff make a big step today? I don't know. Freshman Peter Woods is a monster. Liam Boyd nailed a 51-yard field goal. To me, if you're nailing 51-yard field goals, if you're not starting on Clemson's team within this year or next year, then you need to transfer. There's not a lot of guys out there nailing 51-yarders. So you need to be on a team and you need to be playing. I mean, I'm all for improving Clemson, but I mean, don't let your talent go to waste sitting behind somebody. Maybe he beats out Robert Gunn. Who knows? Inside zone, stretch plays, crossing routes. Cade Klubnik finished 18 for 33 with 190 yards and 2 interceptions. Got to see Zachariah Owens, Harris Sewell, Harris Sewell, maybe. Ian Reed. Freshmen, mid-years had their big moments. Defiling Green, Vic Burley, TJ Parker, Jamal Anderson. Khalil Barnes had an amazing game-clinching score, pick six. Punter Jack Smith had a few big kicks, but Aiden Swanson also averaged 44.2 yards. I think a lot of good came from the game for sure. I think it's another year where the defense is good enough to get you as far as to another big time conference championship, at least close to it. The defense is that good again. Can the offense catch up quickly? How long will it take? We'll see. Why did Hunter Helms pass twice as many times as Christopher Zena? I mean, Hunter Helms is the second string quarterback, in my opinion. Go Clemson. Where are you going? Okay. um, you're funny. Um, I mean, people still frustrated with the wide receivers, but there's a lot of wide receivers out. So I'm not. I'm seeing here wide receivers are out. Um, baseball game. They're going to be retiring Jack Leggett's number. Keep that in mind coming up. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody's time and being a part of the channel. I know we've been going on for quite some time, but it's pretty nice to have everybody back on with me. Again, I'm going to try to see what I can do. No promises though, because I'm extremely busy right now. But I miss everybody, and I hope that you are having a good week, good month so far. Looking forward to seeing more Clemson news and games out there. And as always, Tiger fans, we'll see you at the top of the hill.